Welcome again to the old principal. I am the old principal. 我就是老校长, and we have another English instructional program. Now today's story is an interesting, as I recall, because we have 312 of these programs. I recall I talked once before about this. Well, not the same story, but similar, some similarities. But you'll be interested in this story because it is number 273, a $10,000 tip. $10,000 tip 小费，1万块钱的小费。Whoa! I think I would be a waiter if that ever happened, or a waitress if that ever happened to me. Well, anyway, listen as Mrs. Ash reads the story, and then we'll be right back.
Story 273, A $10,000 Tip. Anne worked as a waitress at the corner cafe and earned enough to pay her rent and to feed and clothe herself and her 2 preschool children. Anne liked to make people happy. She learned their names and remembered their birthdays and anniversaries. One customer from out of town came every week. The cafe had the best food in town, and Anne made him feel like he was home with his mom and sister. So on Thursday evening, Sam ambled into the corner cafe. "Hi, Sam," Anne waved from the booth near the back wall. "Hey," Sam waved back. Sam took a seat in a booth near the door. Anne came rushing over, diverting only to drop off the order from the other table. "Well, look who's here," Anne gushed as she gave him the menu. "Couldn't miss the Thursday night special, huh, Sam?" "Well, it had crossed my mind," Sam looked into Anne's eyes. "But I just love the way you and everybody here make me feel at home." "Let me put your order in and take those folks their food, and then we can chat." Shortly, Anne brought Sam's meal and sat down across from him. The two talked and laughed like lifelong friends. Before long, though, he'd finished. Anne gave him the bill and went to the entry to seat a young couple. When she returned, Sam was gone. He'd left his payment for the meal with the bill. That's strange, she thought. He didn't leave a tip. She began to clear away the dishes and noticed something beside Sam's plate. It was an envelope inscribed with her name. She opened it and found it filled with $100 notes. Oh! Susan, the owner's wife, saw Anne sitting at the booth and thought she was crying. "What's wrong, Anne?" Anne smiled through her tears of joy. "Sam just left me a $10,000 tip."
Welcome back. Here we go. Anne worked as a waitress in the corner cafe. Now, a couple words here. Of course, you know what a waitress is in a 餐厅 or 餐馆. You have waiters, 男的, and waitresses, 女的. And it says that she was at the corner cafe. Now, corner is, well, I'm sure it just simply means that it's 在路口, okay? 十字路口, okay? And then it says corner cafe. Cafe is another name for restaurant, 餐厅. So Anne worked as a waitress, of course, because Anne is a lady, at the corner cafe, and that's the name of the restaurant. And she earned enough to pay for her rent. She had enough to pay for her rent, okay? and to feed and clothe herself and her 2 preschool children. Now, already in this story, you learn something. It doesn't say anything about her husband. Maybe he died. Maybe he left her. Whatever the case is, he doesn't play a part in the story. So she earned 她赚的钱足够 what? 付出 her rent and to feed and clothe herself and her 2 children. So she has food for herself and she could buy clothes for her and her 2 preschool children. What is preschool? This means, usually it means before 小学1年级. Maybe 幼稚园, 幼儿所, I don't know. There are many different kinds and varieties of preschool these days. Anyway, her children are very, very small. Going on. And like to make people happy. That, my friend, is a very good trait. But notice this. She said, it says here, she learned their names. I'm terrible with names. I can't remember people's names. And she remembered their birthdays and their anniversaries. Whoa! She not only knew their names, she knew and remembered 会记得 their birthdays, 生日, and their anniversaries, 纪念日. In other words, their wedding anniversaries or stuff like that. Okay? So she's pretty impressive. If you keep going to that restaurant, she will know a lot about you. She was that kind of person. Going on. Oh yeah, here we are. One customer from out of town came every week. Okay, one customer, one person, 顾客 who came to eat at her restaurant, came from out of town every week, 从城外. Every week he would come. Why would he come? He would come because he was from out of town, didn't have a good place to eat, so he went to the corner cafe, this restaurant, and ate there. Now, it says that the cafe had the best food in town. Cafe, that meaning the restaurant, had the best food in town. 整个城市最好吃的就是 the corner cafe. And Anne made him feel like he was at home with his mom and sister. Now that's pretty good. So when this man came, he would make him feel like he was home with. 使他感到他在家跟他的母亲或者他的妹妹在一起. Now, this is pretty good because the customers always feel good when people appreciate them. So, to feel comfortable with is 感到好像是在自己的家一样舒服. So on Thursday evening, Sam ambled into the corner cafe. Thursday night, Sam comes to the corner cafe. He ambled in To amble means 慢慢走进来. To amble along is not too fast. So he ambles into the corner cafe. Going on. Hi, Sam. See, she already knew his name. His name was Sam. And waved, okay, she waved from a booth near the back wall. Okay, now what is a booth? You're going to hear the word booth many times. 小隔间. Maybe I don't see very many of this, but in American restaurants we have booths. There's a 小隔间. Everybody can see. There's no door there, but a booth is a very common thing in American restaurants. A booth, okay? 小隔间. Now, she waved from the booth near the back. 最靠里面的. 最靠里面的. Now, the back wall, 当然这个后面的墙壁, but that means that it's 很有里面的. So she's standing back there. Going on. Hey, Sam. Hey. Sam waved back. So he just said, hey. Hi. Okay. And he waved back. So obviously they knew each other. Sam took a seat in a booth. Here's the booth again, right? Okay, 这个小隔间呢, near the door. So this is close to the door. Okay. Anne came rushing over. So Anne came rushing over. 匆匆地跑过来. Came rushing over. In other words, she is moving very, very quickly. But she diverted only to drop off the order from the other table. Okay, what does it mean to divert? If you think of it this way, usually you travel in a straight line, right? 直线. This is the way you travel. If you divert, you go around. Okay, 绕了, I was going to say 大圈子, not no, 绕了一点点. So she diverted, but what did she divert to do? Okay, to drop off the order from another table. 要把另外一个桌子所订的菜, to drop off means 送给他们. To drop off, 送给他们. So she went around to drop off the order to another table. Going on. Well, look who's here, Gan gushed as she gave him the menu. Well, how would you translate that? Well, look who's here. Sometimes we would say, look who the wind has blown in, 风所吹过来的. Or look who the cat drug in. Okay, we have many ways. It has, in my estimation, not a good translation. 你看到底是谁来了? Okay, anyway. Anne gushed. Okay, 她就说出来. To gush, gush, of course she and spoke. But what does gushed mean? Gushed 有一点点这个含义，有感情的，有感情。To gush means 是真正的是有感情的，是好的感情 ，right? She gushed as she gave him 菜单 ，OK， 菜单。Couldn't miss Thursday night special, eh, Sam? Okay, so, 你不愿意 ，OK， 不是不会，而且是不能，是不愿意，不愿意 ，OK， 错过星期四晚上的特价。Some restaurants have specials on Thursday night or some other night. Then the next one, eh, Sam? Okay. 哎呀，这个 EH，你看这个是个小小的这个撇号，你有没有看到这个 ？Okay, this simply, eh, Sam, is 俗语。It's hard to translate. It simply means 是不是，是不是。Of course, see, question. So this is just it's just 俗语. Going on. It had crossed my mind. Okay. It had crossed my mind, meaning 已经经过我的头脑。A nice way, a simple way of saying is, 对了，我已经想到这个了，想到这个。It had crossed my mind. Again, this is 一般的说法。It crossed my mind. 突然间就想到。Maybe not so 突然, suddenly, but Sam looked into Anne's eyes. Sam 就看 Anne's 的眼睛啊。So she saw the man's eyes. Now I don't do this, but my wife is an expert at looking at people's eyes. Now, sometimes I do, but she's always looking at people's eyes, trying to see what their eyes say. So Sam is looking into Anne's eyes. But I just love the way you and everybody here make me feel at home. Okay? I love the way, love in this case is not I. No, usually love is I, but sometimes it just means 喜欢 or just love or 深深的喜欢. The way everybody here makes me feel at home. 这边的人都使我感到好像在家一样. That you're just part of the family. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I enjoy this. You're feeling very, very good. Now, I think it's safe to say that this man and the lady and all the customers, especially if it's a regular customer, 常常来的一个顾客, she knows them and they know her. And they even know about her story. And she knows about their story and their lives. So I think keep this in mind as we go on for the rest of the story. But I just love the way that you and everybody here make me feel at home. Going on. Let me put your order in. To put the order in, okay, is 提交你所订的菜. And take those folks their food. 就把那些人的食物带给他们. Then we can chat. 然后我会有一点时间聊天呢. Going on. Shortly, Anne brought Sam's meal and sat down across from him. 在他对面坐下来. The two of them talked and laughed like lifelong friends. 他们两位, they talked and they laughed. 不单是说话, 他们也笑. Like lifelong friends. Lifelong friends. 一辈子的朋友. 一辈子的朋友. Going on. Before long, though, he'd finished and gave him the bill and went to the entryway. Let's think about this. Entryway, 这个门口, okay? 门口. So Anne gave him the bill, 他的账单, and went. But she had to go to the entryway to seat a young couple, 年轻的一对夫妻, and she had to seat them, 就给他们找座位. So while she was going on, when she returned, okay, Sam was gone. When she returned, Sam was gone. He'd left his payment for the meal with the bill. So the 账单 was there, and he left his money with the bill. But I'm sure that every waitress has the same thoughts. That's strange, she thought. He didn't leave a tip. Usually he left a tip. That is strange. He didn't leave a tip. 他没有留下来一个小费. Now, I must say that in American culture, you always leave a tip. And when Americans come to China, they always ask me, should I leave a tip? How much? 消费应该给多少? Of course, China is completely different, of course. That's strange. She thought he didn't leave a tip. Going on. She began to clear away the dishes and noticed something besides Sam's plate. 开始这个收拾这个餐具的时候，她注意到 something beside Sam's plate. 有一个东西在他的盘子旁边呢. Going on. It was an envelope. It was an envelope. 是信封 and inscribed with her name. And her name was written on the outside. She opened it and found it filled, 装满了 $100 notes. $100 notes? Okay. 100块钱的大钞. So 100 大钞 is the notes, $100 notes. Whoa, that's impressive. Going on. Susan, the owner's wife, saw Anne sitting at the table, at the booth, of course, 这个小隔间. At the table, she was sitting there at the booth, And the owner, okay, 老板, thought she was crying. 看起来好像 Susan 在哭啊. So she said, Anne, what's wrong? What's wrong, Anne? Why, is there something wrong going on? Anne smiled through the tears of joy and said, Sam just left me a tip for $10,000. Anne smiled through the tears. These are tears of joy. Of course, 有些眼泪 are not tears of joy. They're tears of sadness, tears of pain. But there are 喜乐的眼泪. There are tears of joy. So here is the way it was written here. She smiled through 经过 her tears of joy, because she's a busy single mother. She doesn't have a husband. And so in her tears of joy, she said, Sam just left me a $10,000 tip. Of course, the owner knows who Sam is. Everybody seemed to know everybody at that restaurant. And so Sam just left me a $10,000 tip. Does that ever happen in real life? Not very much, but not impossible. It can happen. I think that the most important thing is to be a kind person to all people. That's the important thing. We do have an email address, theoldprincipal@gmail.com, and our website is www.theoldprincipal.org. With that, I must say goodbye, but I'll see you next time.